makikita po natin, yung libingan doon, hindi na maliban na ngayon may mga forest lake, may mga lake na ngayon, may mga memorial park na. Pero noon, pupunta ka talaga sa sementeryo, may maliit, may ganito kahaba, may malaki. Ibig sabihin, ang kamatayan ay walang pinipili. This is my first time to handle a necrological service here in Hong Kong. Most of my pastoral work in the Philippines, because of the members are going ahead of me, ahead of us, I always conduct a necrological service. So this time when I asked Reverend Chang, when I emailed him about my problem, because I had been struggling from the time when Evelyn passed away. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do and where to go and what to do, as I said a while ago. So sabi ko, Lord, what will I do? As I keep on struggling, when the Children's Hospital called me, if I can go there, and madaling araw, mahirap magkuha ng taxi na ganong gabi kasi madaling araw. So, anyway, in the morning of that May 12, when I called her up, sabi niya, Pastora, kailan niya ako ipinasok dito sa hospital? Hindi ko na malala. And when I saw her eyes, I said, Lord, this is it. Kasi nung na doon sa Satulmon, lulipat na sa Satulmon, sinabihan niya ng doktor na she's going to live 2 to 3 weeks only. So I said, okay, then just take her. And then the nurse told me that if possible, i-transport siya papuntang Pilipinas within 2 days. So I rushed to the Philippine consulate. Then after that, while I was traveling, I asked Arlene to look for air ticket. Then I brought with me my passport. If ever, then I can go with her. Kahit A to A na ako na madala ko lang sa Pilipinas na buhay pa siya. But then, as Arlene is searching for the flight, and even I asked Kathy also to search for the flight, wala talagang available, and that is May 24. So tumawag ako sa kanilang kay anak niya. So sabi ko, kung spare pa man ni Lord si Evelyn by May 24, then sabi ko, that would be the miracle ni God sa buhay niya. Or if not, that we have to accept it, but everything's happened. So I thank God because during those days, during those times when I was traveling, going to Philippine Consulate, and I'm very sorry to say this because there's no help, there's no assurance, there's no comfort, no everything about the case of Evelyn. So what I did is, Lord, sabi ko, eto na, I did my best. So sabi ko, supposedly that is your responsibility because you are a government, our government. So, walang ako magawa, so I just keep it in my heart. So, sometimes we cannot understand the reason why it happens and how it happens. And even you yourself don't have the answer when you say, napakalakas niya, she's already declared a free cancer, right? Many of you maybe she already told you that she's already free cancer, but still have another one that is not able. They were not able to yung maano sa kanya, yung binasa kanina ni Ruth, na ma-administer sa kanya yung oral chemo. So kailangan pakat talaga yon para to stop everything, to kill all those things. So, we cannot answer those questions. Only God knows why He allowed those things. The only I could do it to Evelyn is to pray for comfort and strength and healing. So, as I said a while ago, when I saw her eyes, when I saw her face, I really thank God because the Lord directed me to pray for a prayer of committal. So every time that there's a patient na binibisita ko sa hospital, when I was in the Philippines, I know when and how will it be. So before that, I said, can I pray for you that God will just direct your path, whatever. So I always quote Psalm 23, verse 4. I know everybody memorized that verse. Yeah. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, the rod and the staff, they comfort me. So Lynn, if God calls you home, are you ready? Yes. Then after that, she cried, and then she said, nagahinusulgit ako. You know what mean nagahinusulgit ako? According to Ilonggo, you say, I am sorry, I'm very sorry, and I am repentant. So okay, so can I pray? So I pray for a prayer of committal because I don't know while I'm on the way, I cannot pray for her that prayer. So I prayed for prayer of committal, and then I said, Lynn, if God will call you, then you better rest. Don't worry about anything. God will take care of everything for you. So take a rest. Okay? Sabi ko, I'll be going to Philippine Consulate. So that was the journey that I had during that May 12. So the Bible tells about a person who dies. At first, we can see in Isaiah chapter 57 verse 1 and 2, the righteous perish and no one takes it to heart. The devout are taken away and no one understands that the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil. Those who walk uprightly enter into peace. They find rest as they lie in death is an incredible and frequently overlooked explanation of this truth. If you look at the age of Evelyn, she's just 46. Right? 46 lang po siya. But why did God take those people young? Those person young? Bakit kinuha yung mga mabata pa? The reason, as sabi ni Isaiah dito, is to spare them from what? Evil. So if ever your loved ones go ahead of us, just be thankful. Why? Because they are just being spared from this evil thing to happen. Kasi di natin alam anong magiging future, di ba? Di po ba? Yung parang gano'n. So God spared Evelyn from this evil world. So we have to be thankful. I know each one of us will be sorry, especially her loved ones. But her life is only until there. Sabi ko kanina, kung pupunta tayo ng sementeryo, makikita natin maliliit na, ano ba yan, libingan, no? Tama? Libingan, may maliit, ibig sabihin, bata pa, at meron ganun lang kasi fetus pa. So, ibig sabihin, walang pili ang kamatayon. So, the reason when a young person dies is because God spared them that evil things may happen. Every time I saw a dead person in a coffin, sabi ko, Lord, when will I be inside this coffin? When will I be? As I have said a while ago, somebody told me that I will be dying at the age of 27. But God spared me, and I am 61. And God spared me because God has a purpose and plan in my life. In everything, God has a plan. So take heart po. We don't know we are here commemorating or celebrating of Evelyn's demise, but we don't know so our loved ones is suffering. But these words can comfort us. If ever your loved ones is left behind us, always remember, God has a purpose and plan. Kaya nga nagtataka sila, bakit ang mga Christians kapag may namatay, nagsasaya sila? Because we know where they were. So therefore, when God told you to be with Him, it is best. It is best. Yan ang pinaka-maganda. Because He knows what lies ahead of you. What lies ahead of you. Whatever tragedies may happen, or temptations may happen, or we face each of our friends, God is in His goodness said, I will save my child from this sin of sorrow or suffering. Now, going to heaven is never a bad thing. Going to heaven is never a bad thing. It is infinitely better than a lifetime of hardship. You know, when I had my heart attack, I thought, that is my last day here on earth. But God spared me with a purpose. God spared me with a purpose. I know God also has a plan in your life. So just listen to His voice, because God doesn't want you to suffer. And God has still a mission in your life. Sometimes it is God's mercy to remove us from earthly service at a young age. Sino dito may namatay na anak? Yan, si Ate Bill, bata. Yan, dito rin ako. Namatay siya ng anak. You know what is the feeling na mawalan ka ng loved ones na bata pa? But if you look on the brighter side, what God planned for his life, God has a purpose. Why God took him or took her at the young age. Just like Evelyn, only 46. According to the book of Psalms, Psalm 90, the age of the people will only live at the age of what? 70. Pagdating ng 80, it is already bonus. Because of this fallen world, we don't know why God allowed it to happen. But God knows, and only Jesus can answer that question in my mind. Can you say death is well? Masabi mo ba na ang kamatayan is ikakabuti ng tao? Now, according to 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 26, which is one of the most comforting verses in the Bible regarding the death of a child. So in this passage, the prophet Elisha had a rewarding friendship with a Shunammite couple whose little son had died. Sino po nakakaalam itong story ng Shunammite couple?